It's a delight to stand up and talk to this budget take note motion. There were so many incredible things to come out of the budget for the electorate that I am fortunate to represent of Eastern Victoria, and it was a big time budget day. We got to get out with community and celebrate some really amazing things, and we started off with being at the Paynesville Bowls Club. We were so fortunate to be able to announce to the local members $330,000 for a new synthetic green. And what it means to the club is really, really big. It's, the club there own their own land, they look after it really well, but the costs of maintaining the green at a time when there are lots of tourists in town during the middle of summer is often when they have to do maintenance whilst they're not bowling comp. This synthetic green means that those maintenance costs can be put back into the club. It means that over the summer, instead of those prolonged periods of maintenance, they're able to get tourists in to come play barefoot bowls, come and get active, play bowls, spend time with other people, but buy some food or drinks at the club, which helps generate more money, more income for the club. So all in all, this investment by the state government, which has been incredibly well received by people at the club and around town, is going to be an incredible asset, not only for the members of the club, but for tourists and others in town who want to play barefoot or social bowls, but also for the school, because the club has been fantastic in connecting in with the youth at the school and teaching them bowls and getting them into regional and state comps. And they're already seeing some really talented young bowlers come out of the town through the club. And talking of the school, it was absolutely, it was just sensational to be able to go to the school with the principal, with teachers, with students, and be able to celebrate the $4 million plus that's been announced for the school. They'd had funds for planning work, but now this money means they can get on and deliver upgrades to the school for a town that we know is growing, for a town where there is demand for more families, more kids, education. So it was just so good to be able to celebrate that with families at Paynesville. And of course, we know that with the upgrades at AJ Freeman Reserve, the female-friendly change rooms for the footballers, for the netballers, to be able to fully participate in sport in a safe and efficient manner. You look at the female toilets that were below the netball courts beforehand, a little brick box that just were not fit for purpose. And now we have a beautiful building as long as this chamber, alongside the netball courts, in good access to the footy oval, that's going to be a real asset for the town for a long time to come, as too has been the upgrades to the cricket nets, where I was fortunate enough to be able to join with community to celebrate there as well. It's to be able to get a community, particularly a regional community like Paynesville, to be able to come together and celebrate is a really important thing. And to have the other pieces, like the investment we've made with the RSL, the investment in the new ambulance station, all the investments down by the waterfront. It's really important. It's really important that a growing town that we're able to make those supports. I was next able to join locals up near Sale on the alternative truck route, and the state government's committed $10.89 million to ensure that we have better freight routes for trucks to use. We're taking what has been a complicated intersection and improving that to make it safer and better for locals and freight haulage to use as well. And then I was able to celebrate with the Fish Creek community at the football and netball clubs, obviously after the really tragic circumstances where their rooms burnt down last year, to be able to join the club and tell them that there was $500,000 there for them in the budget was a really special thing. really important to the club being able to get on with their rebuild. And next after Fish Creek, I was able to join all the kids playing soccer at the Currumburra Rec Reserve, which was fantastic to be able to let them know that there was money for a synthetic pitch on the old disused netball courts before the Footy and Netball Club moved down to the Ag Society Oval, and it'll mean that the cricket club can use it, the soccer, football, soccer teams can use it. It just gives that all year round multi-purpose synthetic pitch for, again, another really active growing club with huge participation rates. By memory, there's something like 160 people playing soccer there up at the Rec Reserve, and of course many more playing cricket. So it's a really, really active spot, and that's, you know, alongside other investments with the footy club room upgrades that are going on, the netball club upgrades. That building is basically complete thanks to the $800,000 invested in that, alongside the community hub, the $5 million for the new community hub, and not to mention the $13 million that we had for the high school. I was fortunate enough to have Deputy Premier and Minister for Education Ben Carroll join me in community to be able to cut the ribbon to officially open the school there, which was a fantastic thing. And while I was there, I bumped into members from the RSL who I'd actually been fortunate enough at the RSL to have Minister for Veterans Affairs Natalie Suleiman join me to celebrate the works that has occurred at the RSL thanks to the support of the state government, ensuring their roofing and weatherboarding. So their space, their place, which they've opened their doors up to community, it's been a real place of community. We're able to, you know, celebrate that in what's a really important thing around town. Of course, the kindergarten at the back of the primary school there, so we're avoiding the dreaded double drop-off. People around town have said how much it means to have that new 66-place kinder there on site next to the primary school, which is doing such incredible work. And other investments like the men's shed upgrade, using the old locomotive shed and getting it into use, and the investment there with, I think it was about $80,000, which has seen the members of the men's shed be able to move out of the old goods shed and are doing incredible things, and that will be a space that they're opening up to community upon completion, which is just sensational. And then the next morning I was able to get across to Eastbourne Primary. I think it was about $8 million for Eastbourne, a really, really important sum of money for the school there, and for them to be able to get on with their plans and build a, you know, a really top-notch upgraded new classrooms is sensational. And just walking around with their previous principal, who'd been there for, I think, close to 15 years, and their new principal there, who are just doing such incredible work, not only with the kids and the students, but the family and the community more broadly. And then I was able to catch up with Paul Mercurio on the Peninsula, which was great, to celebrate the Cross Peninsula bus, and we had Minister Gab Williams join us, putting in that missing connection between Mornington and Hastings, to be able to see that infrastructure to get people across the peninsula is really important. I know it's something that's been important to the member for Hastings, Paul Mercurio. I congratulate him on his work and his advocacy that's seen that go ahead. It's been really, really important. And this just builds on the investments that the state has made across Eastern Victoria. Minister Shing is here. There is so much in her area, close to her office, with La Trobe Regional Health. The investments and the continued staging of works that continue to build on the capacity of the hospital. Wonthaggi Hospital, of course, Frankston Hospital, $1 billion hospital, only minutes from the seat of Mornington, is an incredible asset for the community of Eastern Victoria. In Mornington, $2.9 million we've had for the upgrade of Alexandra Park. That facility is about to come online. It's incredible. The lighting upgrades at Emil Madsen Reserve, the $300,000 for the Mount Martha tennis courts in conjunction with the Mornington Shire Council. Incredible facility, 4 courts looking out over the bay. Had basic rebuilds, new fencing, new lights, new carded gates. So members and community can book the courts and come in and use them in a stunning place. And that is something that sets that club up for generations to come. I also joined Paul Mercurio at the Mornington Racecourse for the $478,000 they have to be able to make upgrades for the racetrack. And the Mornington Special Development School also have $6.769 million. We have massive upgrades for Mount Eliza North in the planning, and I'm looking forward to those works when they were able to commence. And from an infrastructure perspective, the Mornington Fisherman's Jetty, the Rye Pier, the Dramana Pier, these investments we've made have been so beneficial not only to locals but to tourists, enabling people from a recreation perspective, from whether it's fishing, whether it's getting out walking, whether it's using boats. These investments are just so crucial to keeping people active, keeping people connected. The $2 million in funding for Red Hill Recreation Reserve up there with the club has been important for them as an expanding club with growing membership. And of course, Principal Lisa at the Rosebud Secondary College showed me around the sensational work that's happened at Rosebud, which I might mention. The member Chris Brain put a lot of work and effort into that advocacy to support the school and support the town, and that's been incredible lift, those new buildings for the school. And Dramana Primary School, another investment that has been advocated for by Chris Brain, the $9.783 million, which again, hats off to everyone at the school and the community who worked with Chris Brain to secure that funding and be able to get on with those works. And Rye Primary School, Principal Lockie Featherston, the funds we were able to secure for the playground there. It was great to drop in with him, talk to the kids. I think the current playground was over 30 years old. So be able to upgrade that is fantastic for the kids and the school. And as those kids get older, the $4.3 million for the multi-purpose Southern Peninsula Integrated Youth Services Hub across the way from the Shire building. The Shire have done a power of work on this. It's just critical in supporting our youth on the peninsula, and particularly to be centrally located where it is also, I think, really important from a geographic perspective on the peninsula. Other investments to reflect on, I think, is the upgrades to the Foster indoor stadium. The Foster show this year is such a great asset to the town and the show to be able to use that facility. Not to mention the works that happened under the ground. They were finished this year. The horses were able to get out after the $150,000 of new irrigation and drainage. It was great to see everyone be able to be back onto the footy oval, onto the grass, throwing things, riding things, all the sorts of things that were going on. But I've run out of time. There's so much more to talk about, but I'll have to leave it there. Thank you, Acting President.
Thank you.